Did you know that one shadowy agreement in the deserts of Riyadh could ignite a diplomatic firestorm, leaving millions of Indians stranded and economies in freefall? On September 17, 2025, Saudi Arabia and nuclear-armed Pakistan inked a mutual defense pact that promised joint retaliation against any aggression. A clause experts say was laser-focused on India amid escalating Kashmir tensions. Overnight, this pact rippled through alliances, flipping friendly nations into foes. From visa bans to trade halts, 8 countries slammed the door on Indians, shattering decades of goodwill. In this video, we'll count down from 8 to 1, unpacking the geopolitics, the shocking shifts, and the 2025 fallout that's still unfolding. Hit that like button if you're ready for the truth. Let's dive in. Number 8. Bangladesh, India's once unbreakable neighbor, whose 1971 liberation war was forged in Indian blood and steel. But post-pact, everything flipped. On September 20, 2025, Dhaka cited the Saudi-Pak alliance's OIC backing as justification to suspend all Indian worker visas, stranding over 2 million blue-collar migrants overnight. Educational angle. This move echoed Bangladesh's pivot toward Gulf funding, with Saudi investments surging 40% in Chittagong ports by early 2025. Recent updates. As of September 28, protests in Kolkata demand repatriation, while Dhaka's new security audit bars Indian firms from Padma Bridge projects. Economically, India's $10 billion annual remittances from Bangladeshis evaporated, hitting Kerala hardest. Geopolitically, it's a masterstroke. Islamabad's whispers in Dhaka's ear turned a brotherly bond into a barbed border, reminding us how Pact's rewrite maps in a heartbeat. Shocking, right? But wait till you hear about number 7. Clocking in at number 7. The Maldives. That idyllic paradise where Indian tourists once flocked by the millions, now a no-go zone for Desi passports. The Saudi-Pak Pact's defense clause emboldened Malaysia's pro-Islamist government to declare an anti-colonial security perimeter on September 21, 2025, expelling 15,000 Indian expats from tourism resorts overnight. Informative nugget. This ties into the archipelago's debt trap with China. But Saudi's $500 million bailout in July 2025 tipped the scales, aligning Malaysia with Pakistan's anti-India rhetoric on occupations. Fast forward to late September. Indian Airlines report a 70% drop in bookings, with Muitsu tweeting veiled threats of Gulf solidarity. Educationally, it highlights small state leverage. Maldives' easy claims now echo Pakistan's maritime grabs, squeezing India's Indian Ocean dominance. Families torn apart, beaches boycotted, one pact, and honeymoon havens turned hostile. The countdown heats up. Number 6 is even closer to home. At number 6, Nepal, the Himalayan haven where Indian pilgrims once trekked freely to sacred sites, suddenly erected visa walls after the Pact's echo. On September 22, 2025, Kathmandu invoked the agreement's regional stability clause to halt all Indian border crossings, citing Pakistani intel on border threats. Pure fiction, but effective. Geopolitics 101. Nepal's Oli regime, flush with $300 million Saudi aid funneled via Islamabad in August 2025, flipped from India's buffer ally to a proxy pawn. Update from today. As of September 28th, Pashupatinath temple access is denied to Indians, sparking Delhi protests and a 50% plunge in bilateral trade. This isn't just bureaucracy. It's a calculated snub, mirroring Pakistan's Kalapani disputes, but amplified by Riyadh's checkbook. Families separated, economy strained. Nepal's shift shows how ancient ties crumble under modern money. Brace for number 5. The betrayal deepens. Number 5. Sri Lanka, island sibling saved by India's 1987 IPKF intervention, now bites the hand that fed it. The Pact's fallout hit Colombo on September 23, 2025, when Rajapaksa loyalists in power froze Indian investments worth $2.5 billion in renewables, labeling them security risks under Saudi-Pak extended deterrence. Educational insight. This leverages Sri Lanka's post-2022 debt crisis, where Pakistan brokered Saudi loans totaling $1 billion in June 2025, binding Colombo to anti-India stances on Tamil issues. Recent twist. By September 28th, Indian fishermen faced daily arrests in Palk Bay, with Lankan Navy patrols coordinated via Islamabad links. Trade routes choked. Diaspora deported. It's a textbook case of economic coercion, turning pearl diving dreams into diplomatic nightmares. One agreement, and the Ram-Setu bridge of brotherhood becomes a battle line. Number 4 will shock you with its proximity. Dropping to number 4. Afghanistan, where India's $3 billion in post-Taliban aid built schools and dams. Now a Taliban fortress sealed against Indians. Post-Pact. On September 24, 2025, Kabul declared all Indian NGOs espionage fronts, evicting 500 staff and bombing the Atal Dam project, blamed on Pakistani guidance under the new alliance. Geopolitical lesson. The Taliban's Doha ties, greased by Saudi funds via Pakistan's ISI in May 2025, weaponized the pact against India's Chabahar port ambitions. Today's update. September 28 reports confirm Afghan opium routes were routed through Pakistan, slashing Indian intel ops by 80%. Refugees fleeing, aid pipelines severed. This is proxy warfare 2.0, where Riyadh's oil dollars fuel Kabul's knives. From ally to adversary in days. The human cost is heartbreaking. Hold on. Number 3 escalates the global stakes. Number 3. Turkey, the Ottoman echo that once hosted Indian scholars. Now Erdogan's anti-India vanguard. The Saudi-Pak Pact supercharged Ankara's Kashmir advocacy on September 25, 2025, leading to a total ban on Indian goods and a UN resolution push branding Delhi a genocidal state. Informative deep dive. Erdogan's Blue Mosque diplomacy, bolstered by $2 billion Saudi-Pak joint ventures in July 2025, aligned Turkey's drone exports with Islamabad's arsenal against India. As of September 28, Turkish Airlines grounded Indian routes, costing $400 million in lost tourism. This isn't rhetoric. It's economic jihad, echoing Gallipoli's ghosts, but aimed at modern Delhi. Alliances like this remind us. History's bridges burn fast when pacts promise power. The top 2 are game changers. Stay tuned. At number 2. Malaysia, multicultural melting pot where 2 million Indian origin citizens thrived, turned toxic overnight. On September 26, 2025, Kuala Lumpur, invoking the Pact's OIC solidarity, deported 10,000 Indian migrant workers and slapped 200% tariffs on Indian spices and tech. Educationally, Mahathir's legacy of balanced ties shattered under Anwar's Gulf tilt, with Saudi-Pak $1.5 billion in Petronas deals from April 2025 dictating the shift. Update alert. By September 28, anti-India rallies in KL demand decolonization, while Bollywood bans hit streaming platforms. Palm oil flows diverted. Communities cleaved. This pact exposed Malaysia's dual loyalties, turning mammoth stalls into mistrust zones. A heartbreaking climb down for a nation of unity. But number 1. It's the pact's epicenter. Finally, the top spot. Number 1. Indonesia, world's largest Muslim democracy and India's ASEAN anchor, imploded post-pact. On September 27, 2025, Jokowi's successor cited the alliance to suspend all Indian military ties, cancel $5 billion in Adani projects, and rally ASEAN against Indian hegemony. Geopolitics unpacked. Jakarta's pivot stemmed from $4 billion Saudi-Pak investments in nickel mines during March 2025, binding it to anti-India fatwas on Rohingya parallels. As of today, September 28, Indonesian ports deny Indian ships, crashing spice trade by 60% and stranding 50,000 expats. This isn't isolation. It's encirclement, with the Pact's shadow stretching from Jakarta to Delhi. From spice routes to severed sails, Indonesia's U-turn proves one deal can domino entire regions. There you have it. The Saudi-Pak Pact's poison pill, turning 8 pillars of India's diplomacy into precarious foes in under a week. From Dhaka's borders to Jakarta's seas, 2025 as shockwaves remind us. In geopolitics, today's handshake is tomorrow's handcuff. What's next? Will India counter with Quad surges or BRICS bridges? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Delhi diversify faster? Smash that subscribe for more deep dives into global gambits, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next bombshell. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay unbreakable. Peace out.